Hello friends, I get it. The modern digital grind can take a toll on your wrists. Whether it's wrist pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, or a need for a bit of a Control-Alt-Delete for your well-being, this tutorial has got you covered. In this tutorial, I will teach you the essential yoga wrist therapy exercises or movements that every tech professional should learn and master. Why is it so crucial, you may ask? Well, you can think of your hands as the interface with the outside world. So having your wrists pain-free and healthy will ensure that you have a smooth sailing, productive sailing through your life. So let's dive in, address the problem, and unlock the benefits of comfort, productivity, and peace of mind. But before we get started, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below and ring that notification bell so you won't miss any of my yoga-oriented, tech-savvy videos. Let's go. Before we get into any movements, just a quick disclaimer that the following sequence or set of movements is only advisable if you have no wrist pain or mild form of wrist pain. If your pain is very acute, strongly recommend consulting a medical professional. So for this first movement, it's best to sit on the floor, on a pillow or a bolster. It doesn't really matter how you sit as long as your body is upright. I'm going to take a pose, a warrior pose, supported by a bolster. In this first movement, it's all about the wrists, sticking out the hands in front of us, clenching your fists, maybe putting them at an angle, simple wrist rotations, going inward, and then changing the direction. As you're going through this rotation, now this being yoga and not just any type of physical exercise, it's a good practice to also get connected to your breathing. So as you're rotating your wrists, and obviously you're directing your attention into your wrist movements, maybe encountering some pain in the process, please make an effort to settle in and also get connected with the breath. So noticing the movement of your abdomen as you're breathing in and out, noticing the movement of the air through your nostrils. Doing this all the while moving your wrists. And you can switch them around, go 20 seconds one way, 20 seconds the other way. It's advisable to do this type of rotation for about anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes. For the next movement, let's come up to standing. Set the bolster aside, and then bending through your knees, lean forward, placing the hands so that the palms are facing towards the ceiling. So if you can't reach the floor, simply bend more in your knees. The whole point here is not to stretch your hamstrings, but really put some weight onto your wrist. So as you're holding this posture, see if you can shift a little bit of your weight forward, pressing a little bit, putting a little bit more weight into this area of your hand. And you can stay like this for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. You can also add a bit of a swing back and forth to really give a bit of a massage to your wrists. And then after about 60 seconds, coming up, shake out your wrists. For the next yoga movement, grab your bolster or a pillow, sit on top of it, and by the way, you don't have to sit like that. You can also sit cross-legged, just as long as you're nice and comfortable. Position the hand in front of you and grab the fingers of that hand with your other hand, and with simple movement, stretching or bringing that hand upwards, feeling the tension in the forearm. And as you're lowering the hand, I want you to resist the movement of the hand that is being exercised with the hand that's holding your finger. So as you're trying to press the hand down, I want you to use the exertion or the power of this hand to really create the resistance. And once you go back down, gently stretch the hand up and then point it down, generating resistance. Essentially, you're stretching out and then strengthening your forearm muscles. You can do this for about 30 to 60 seconds on one side and then switch to the other. Stretching it upwards, and then as you're pressing down, offering the resistance with this hand. Up and down. So once again, 30 to 60 seconds on each side. And remember, if at any point you feel acute, sharp pain, this is your body telling you stop and let go. It's okay to feel mild version of pain, especially when that pain dissipates. It means your body is letting you proceed with the exercise. The next movement is taken from a prayer position of the hands, and it's essentially connecting the hands together. Now, for this particular movement, it's better that you sit upright with your spine nice and tall, obviously sitting on a pillow if you have tight hips, bringing the palms together, trying to squeeze them as down as possible, preferably creating a straight line. Once again, feeling that stretch in your forearms. So try to squeeze the hands together, connect the fingers together as well, whether they're wide or close together, doesn't really matter. As long as you're exerting pressure, pressing your palms together and trying to lower your hands. And in the process, you can also add a bit of a shoulder straightening by pulling your shoulders back and lowering your shoulder blades. Just some additional bonus information for straightening the back. Once you hold this for about 30 to 60 seconds, flip the palms so that the fingers are facing each other and the backs of the palms are connected. And the same idea applies here, pressing the backs of the palms together and just driving them forward. Now, feeling the stretch right here. Now, if within 30 seconds you start feeling a bit of a burning sensation in your wrists, that is a really good indication that you may have carpal tunnel syndrome, at which point, once again, I strongly recommend you check it out with your medical professional. Holding this for 30 to 60 seconds. At the end, shake off your wrists. And let's move on to the next one. And for the last movement in this tutorial, let's come up onto our hands and knees. Position your hands right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips, palms facing forward. Make sure that you're grounding through the entire surface of the palm. Start leaning forward and then backwards. Repeating that motion 5 times. Feel free to go as far as you possibly can. Remember, you are present in your body. You are the only one who knows what's going on inside. So be aware of every single sensation in your hands. And then twist the hands to 9 and 3 o'clock and shifting left to right 5 times each side. When you're done, this is going to be a bit tough for some of us. Flipping the hands so that the fingers are pointing towards the knees. Very micro movements here, back and forth. You're not going to go too far. So shifting our hips left, forward and back. Feeling the stretch right here. And then after 5 movements, shifting them back. Now, from this position, we're not quite done yet. We're going to flip the hands. And for that, you will need to come a little bit closer with your hands to your knees so that your wrists are right under your shoulders. So the fingers are pointing towards the knees and the palms are facing upwards. Shifting back and forth. Very small movements here, being present with every single sensation in the hands. Then shifting the fingers so that they're pointing towards each other, still facing up, shifting left and right. And then, same idea, except that the hands are pointing, the fingers are pointing to 3 and 9 o'clock. And very, very gentle micro movements left and right. And then once we're done, let's shake it off. And this is the entire sequence of yoga wrist therapy. Now that you've learned the basic yoga movements for healthy wrists, let's put it all together into a short yoga sequence for healthy wrists. Click on the link in the description of this video or right here to access that sequence. And if you found this video helpful or useful, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more tech-oriented yoga. See you next time.